Where to find experts for half the price. Hello, happy Tuesday. Yes, experts for anything you can imagine. Now, I'm not just going to answer on the internet because that would be too simple. Here, as you know, on the Marketing for Owners podcast, I like to, what we call prattle on a bit and explain in depth because it fills up my little segment, but it still cuts these down to sort of 10 minutes. So don't you worry, I won't be long. And I've got a good little tip for you in a minute. But this came about, I was talking to Jennifer. Hello Jennifer. Jennifer will be putting all the notes up and everything online, and very helpful. Keeps me together. I wouldn't be where I am today without Jennifer. But I said to her the other day, she said about Fiverr saving her. Now Fiverr.com is a freelancer site where things cost from $5. And I said, don't you feel it's not fair for other people who do not know about Fiverr? And we use Fiverr every single day, and it's not just about that, because freelance sites, right, for freelancers are massive, absolutely massive. Recently, Elance and Odesk merged to become Upwork.com. So the main ones that we use are Upwork.com, freelancer.com, which is pretty much the biggest of them all, and Fiverr.com. Now, for those of you in the UK, or in fact all over the world, but this one is actually based in the UK, there's another very popular site called peopleperhour.com. Other ones for design services, 99designs.com. These are all going to be .coms. But I suggest you start with Fiverr. Now, Fiverr is spelled Fiverr. When you go there, you can find anything. Now, let me give you some examples of things we've had done recently, or I've had done. They call them gigs, by the way. They don't all cost $5. Some, they certainly don't cost less, but some will cost more. But they're very, openly shown, and depends of what it is. Some services are much more in depth and take a while, but trust me, there's loads. I can't think of the last time I had to pay more than $5, and quite often I look for ones that $5 and get done within 24 hours. Again, tons of them. So just the other day, I had a new letterhead design, and I needed to upload it to a real print site to get them printed. Now, the design that I had done on Fiverr, by the way, was in a high-res JPEG. And the printer required a PDF with bleed areas on the edges. So I found somebody who converts any file to a PDF and gets them print ready. The guy, I put it up there on a Friday night or something like that. So you think, can't remember what country that person was in. I don't need to speak to him. I don't need to know. It explains what he does. And this was a guy, and there's all the feedback from previous jobs and all his other gigs and so on. I put it up there, paid for it, gave him the specifications, came back when I got up the next day, it was done. And that was it. And simple. I didn't know how to do that, didn't have the tools, and it was done while I was asleep. Simple. Other jobs, this will be transcribed by a transcriber, and we tend to use people on Fiverr. We have a select few, and Jennifer will send it off. Now, I could have this video, because this is recorded as a video, edited on Fiverr. I could have the audio sorted and organised for iTunes on Fiverr. But these services are also available at Freelancer, People Per Hour, Upwork, and you can have things like if you've been hacked on your WordPress site, there are people who will unhack, who will clean up and get rid of malicious code on your website. There are people who will design logos, they will design business cards, letterheads, print stuff, leaflets, create crazy videos you can send to your boyfriend or girlfriend, anniversary things. They will narrate things, or a voiceover, something like an introduction for a podcast. Oh gosh. And then of course there's coding. They will write scripts for things. People will check out, give an overview of the effectiveness of your search engine optimization process, or give you some hints as to what you can do to improve your website. There are writing services. There are editing. Oh, that's the other one we use all the time. When anything about fire protection online, we have a content marketing department in-house. But every single thing that is written, even the emails, are sent off to a proofreader on Fiverr. They come back in a few hours and they're professionally proofread. And I think the main person we use is in England and does it for $5, 1,500 words in 24 hours. Pretty good. You can have a report. If you write a report, you can have that designed, the layout design, you can have a cover done. Oh gosh, I'm thinking, if just anything. And also the fun ones are, there are things that you haven't even thought of. People design, have you ever seen where your logo is made into 3D or into a stamp? Those happen on Fiverr. If your logo is made into a video introduction for like a 5-6 second thing you can put on the front of your videos as a bumper or an intro, those are done on Fiverr. And then everything else and beyond, you can have entire websites designed on things like Freelancer. I tend to use Upwork for writing, or as Elance as well. So I tend to use that for writing things because they're excellent. Freelancer, I started with that as Rent-A-Coder when they merged with Freelancer, and so use that for most website design, script, working, programming. And do you know, it's amazing. You fill in spreadsheets and you data entry into a spreadsheet, you'd find amazing what people can do with a Microsoft Excel spreadsheet to program it, to do stuff for you automatically, and with Microsoft Word to find things and sort them in massive documents for just a few quid, just a few dollars. Quite remarkable. So these people tend to be experts in their field. So if you worked for a publisher, you may be a layout designer. Now you're never even going to meet a client, but when you're at home, layout design for you is simple. You've got the software, you know how to do it. It's simple. You don't do the design, you don't do writing, you don't do publishing, you don't do the whole thing. You just are a cog. But people need that little thing done. So you can put your services on one of these sites. And of course, if you live in, say, India or the Philippines or Vietnam or China or somewhere else where the cost of living is a fraction. I used to have a guy who used to do website design for me in Azerbaijan, and he was fantastic, but his cost of living was a fraction of where I live, and so he was very well paid. I used to pay him extra, but it was, for me, it's very cheap, and he was so good because it's what he does for a living. It's quite amazing. There are companies that will do anything. I beg you to go and look at the services and try it. Next time you want something designed, don't go to your printer. They're just printers. They might have a designer. They will charge you a lot. These people, they're brilliant. It's a fraction. I actually said at half the cost. Quite often it's a tenth the cost. Trust me. Give it a go. Anyway, enough of that. I'm going to tell you over and over to try freelancers, and I think I probably have in the past. But it's Tuesday, and it's time for a Toolbox tip. It's episode 397. Now, today, I am going to, it's not really a tool, it's more of a newsletter. Now, recently, I wish I looked it up now, was it episode 388? We had Craig Ballantyne, who is the publisher, editor of Early to Rise. Now, earlytorise.com is a newsletter. It's free. You just go there, sign up, it is delivered. But it is an inspiration. The writing on it is fabulous. They have some fantastic guest writers. The information they give you to inspire your life. And the whole trick is if you wanted to get on in life, get up 15 minutes earlier. Get that extra 15 minutes in before everyone else does everything. Then you gain extra time in a week, and is it really going to kill you? That's how Craig got started. Look at him. So earlytorise.com, a newsletter. It's fitness, health, wealth, well-being, business, everything you can possibly imagine. They got lots of offshoots as well. Anyway, go see it, sign up. If you don't like it, you just unsubscribe. They're very, very professional. Got something like 200,000 readers, and I think it's the largest something newsletter in the world online. So honestly, well worth a try. I will see you tomorrow for the expert interview series on Wednesday. Every Wednesday, my favourite bit. Don't miss it.